teachers, students, commissioners, and fellow school district leaders. As Stu mentioned, my name is Renee Marcy, and I'm the principal of Sunnyside Elementary School. And Sunnyside is a warm, close community that believes in supporting students socially and emotionally, and among other things, we aim to ensure that every child is reading above grade level by the end of 5th grade. That's a big goal. And just like the academic challenges that face our schools and the nation, Sunnyside has strong academic scores on average and subgroups of students with less access to quality instruction. And over the last few years, we have worked really hard to close these equity access gaps. Our teachers have really improved writing and writing instruction, and we have created robust systems for tracking student data so that we can identify and support students who need that additional support. We did this with some funding from our MTSS central resource. We had a teacher on special assignment from the central office to do this work. And while many of our students accelerated in reading, we still have work to do. And now in the coming year, we face a dilemma because our central office funding was not provided in our current budget. And I know that this is possibly one of many cuts for some of you. And we know how hard it's going to be to make some really tough decisions, and we have to make some trade-offs. So our priorities are really clear, and we have to remain steadfast to hold our focal students at the center of our equity work. And this means doing more with less. And so in order to maintain the funding for the teaching position, we are going to make some trade-offs in partnership. We have to make some really tough moves. The options that we've come up with and that we're generating ideas about are reducing our funding for professional development for teachers potentially, tightening up maybe our instructional resources. Another option, shifting maybe some contract funding into resources for funding for the credentialed teacher. We also talked about and are thinking about reducing maybe the number of substitute days that we have for teacher planning, and maybe shifting our conference funds for teacher professional development into some of that need for credentialed funding. Luckily for us, we don't make these decisions alone. We have a really strong parent community, and I'm very fortunate and grateful to have standing with me here Michael Miller. He's one of our fearless parent leaders, school site council chairman, and also an active member of our PTA. And I've invited Michael to talk a little bit about how at Sunnyside we work through this process as a team. So can we give Michael a big hand for being with us today?
Good morning. I just wanted to share 2 practices that we have as a community to help us build the ability, the understanding and the practices to address these hard questions. And what do we need to face these hard decisions? The first of which is broad and consistent engagement across our community, teachers, parents, and students, to address and define common goals. We probably all have school websites that list our goals, but that's a static document. And we really strive to actively develop those goals in real time and not let them sit as a fixed entity. So an example of that are monthly meetings with the principal, coffee with the principal, a chance to discuss aspirations. And within our SSC, we actively seek out every month to address big question issues so that not only do we identify what's important to us, but we all understand what's important to the different components of the community. Perhaps more tangible is a practice that we have quite explicitly to operate a single unified budget between our SSC and the PTA. Sunnyside's lucky in the fact that our PTA raises a substantial amount of money every year to spend on the school. In times when dollars are tight, we need to make sure that every dollar goes as far as possible, so that we want to make sure we're not acting at cross purposes between the SEC site budget and the PTA. So we do this, we address the budget together, and we make an explicit effort to make sure that every dollar and every staff position is serving multiple goals, because we simply don't have the dollars to segregate it out and spend individually on each of our targets. Thank you.
And so as Michael explained, we really take a lot of time thinking about our priorities. We have to do more with less. We do this in partnership. And as you work on this together today, in the coming weeks, we hope that you stay positive. We're going to try to stay positive and optimistic, and we wish you all the best today.